Hey, Richard Myers here. Uh, in the last few videos, I've been talking about kind of the context wherein we are living today, our circumstances, the nature of what we're facing, and so I came out with an example of a sand pile, dropping grains of sand on, and they pile up in a cone shape. And I brought the idea in that at some point, one grain of sand triggers a collapse of this cone shaped pile of sand. And I likened that to catastrophes that befall us as people. And throughout my years, I can reflect back on a number of times where it looked like the whole world was coming to an end, and so catastrophes happen. And so I suggested that, and I said that I've seen that last grain of sand fall, and I think that things are going to change. The rules governing the gathering of believers are changing rapidly. And so I wanted to give one final. And so I gave the first step that you should take in order to defend yourself against these rule changes, in order to prepare so that you will not be destroyed by these changing circumstances. And that one was that we should transfer any building that we own that the church gathers in. First of all, take the sign off, transfer the ownership of the building to the 501c3 trust or organization, and then separate the church, the body of Christ, from the building. And the way that would probably most likely be done would be home groups, but that's another subject I don't want to go into right now. The other one, though, there's two things. First, transfer the building, separate the building, rather, from the church. And then the second one is, if you are practicing your faith commercially, and let me explain what that means. That means you're an employee of a commercial religious organization. A commercial religious organization is one that is registered in the state or jurisdiction as a corporation, as a nonprofit corporation, and one that is applied to the internal revenue, the federal government, and receives standing. And so that organization, that commercial religious organization, is connected to the state government and is controlled by the federal government. So the government is a partner with the organization that issues your paycheck, and is therein that the handle is on your back. Have you ever Satan looks, we have handles on our backs, and Satan looks for those handles where somebody can grab a hold, whether it's alcoholism or drugs or pornography, a handle on our lives that causes us to sway, to sin, to miss the mark. And so the government is controlling then the organization that's writing your paycheck. And so I would say to you, get out of that arrangement. Do not receive your income from an organization that is under the control of a government entity, either state or federal. Separate yourself from your income. And the way you do that is to develop a partnership wherein you receive the pure gifts directly from your partners, your ministry partners, and that will enable you to withstand any attack that might come against you. And the initial attack will be against your income and against your family and against your financial viability. And so if you separate yourself from that paycheck, get rid of it, resign, and develop yourself, of course, ahead of time, you can develop yourself a ministry partnership so that you're supported by partners and not customers. And that would be the recommendation and the encouragement that I would give you. Now, this message is to those who are practicing their faith commercially. I know that's kind of a crass way to say it, and I intend to shock you a little bit. But if you receive a paycheck from a nonprofit organization registered with the government, you're practicing your faith commercially. You're a professional. You're depending on income from your ministry to support your family. you're practicing your faith commercially, and I believe that it is those who are practicing their faith commercially will be the ones who would suffer the first onslaught and attack by the government, and will be asked to submit to do certain things on behalf of the government, change your message just a little bit, and so forth. So again, get your building separated from the church, and then get your income separated from any organization related to the government. This is my exhortation. I know that most of you would see it impossible to do that. Get in touch with me if you need help. I'll talk you through it. I'll show you how it's possible to do that. And so, anyway, encourage you, prepare yourself. I think we have until the end of this year in the elections to really see how things are going to unfold in the year ahead in 2025. Hey, thanks for joining me.